Okay, folks. Okay, let me know if you can hear me. And go just for fun, go over to our YouTube channel and see if we are streaming. And try to chat to me on the YouTube channel if you have any time. Hey, Tori, you're good at doing that stuff. See if you can chat, and maybe I'll see if I can answer you. I should be able to. If you want to. Okay, so Beige book. Unfortunately, it just doesn't test very well. I went back and looked at all the Beige book trades, and they're pretty weak. But I didn't want to cancel the room. I figured it's always worthwhile to test the current report since the room was scheduled. Excuse me. I figured we might as well still keep the schedule going. I can show you a couple of the trades and why. I mean, it only really had one decent trade in months. So, says that we're broadcasting on YouTube. So we might be. I'm not sure. So here's a couple of old Beige book trades, and you can see it's so pathetically slow. It's using an old-fashioned, not old-fashioned, but the older style range trade. Just a regular one-click range trade. Using this particular trade, I was going back about nine bars with the look back. This was before we had the zones. And you don't need the zones to do this. You could use look back. Look back's the same as using the zone. It looks a little different when you do it this way. It's interesting, but you could see the reports at 2 o'clock. Small targets, a little bit of trailing. Target is 6. Okay, and what you do is you enter the trade right about 2 o'clock. You put the orders on the chart. And you can see it's pretty far from the current price, probably too far for this kind of report. This is such a slow moving report. I mean, it's even slower than the housing reports. This particular one is the only one that worked. I mean, I went back and tested them. March was the only one that worked in a manner that was worth risking the money to trade it. No, it doesn't whip, HE. It's not a whipsaw kind of trade. I don't think I've ever seen a whipsaw on it. So that was March. March actually was good. It was a good trade in March. And then I'll show you April. Hey, is anybody on YouTube? Anybody checking us out on YouTube? No. All right. I'll have to do it on my computer. I guess I can do it. So you could see I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 look back, it looks like. Let's see what the setup was. I'm pretty sure I know what the setup was. I'm not pretty sure. I know what the setup was. So there's the trade. Let's see if this one worked. There might have been a couple that worked. Look how slow it is, though. 15 seconds. I guess what? They're reading the report. How come, like, Beige book takes 100 years? So it's funny, this Beige book worked also. So there were two that worked. And then when I went back and tested the recent ones, they were awful, absolutely awful, not worth trading. None of them made more than $60 total. Total. None of them moved like this. So you had two old ones, March and April. Look at July. Let's look at July. So here's July. July was so slow, I had to move the order down from above the zone to like in the middle of the zone to try and get filled. That's how slow it was. So you could see how slow it was. Nothing happens, just nothing. So you could see why I'm not that excited about it. Okay, so I figured out how to watch us. And I don't see any chat. Oh, yeah. Hardy, I see you. Hey, Hardy, I see you, but why didn't your chat get to me? It's quite delayed, also. Hardy, for some reason, when I go there as not a member, as I go there like as a member, I see the chat. I'm going to have to figure this out. It's strange. So, for some reason, when I'm the moderator, I don't see your chats, which is pretty weird. So I'm honestly not sure why that's the case. The link is just go to I think you go to new JOBB. Go to new JOBB. Try that. And it'll say live now. And it says live now. But you could see why this report is horrendous, right? It's a pretty weak report. But I would like to figure out why the chat's not working. I can chat. Huh. Sign into chat. That's not going to work. I don't want to sign into my own chat. I'm going to have to figure out why the chat's not working. I have chat turned on. Screen share is on. I don't know. As Paul McCartney would say, I don't know. So it's something I'm going to have to figure out. Let me look at the control room real quick. We have plenty of time to set up this trade. Let me see if I can find the control room. Okay. Here's the control room. New live event. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about chat, of course. Hey, where'd my chart go? That's the video. All right. Nothing about chat. All right, let me set up the Beige book, how I would trade it for you. I'll have to deal with chat later. It's a shame. See, I can see my chat and I can see your chat when I'm a member, as if I act as a member. It's also so delayed. That's really weird. I don't know how we could trade and respond to chat if it's delayed. So here's how I would set up. Let me turn down the sound. It's just kind of annoying me. Turn it off. I want to hear Talking Forex. Maybe we'll get a feeling for what's going on with the report, with the Beige book. They'll probably say something. So let me get rid of my CNBC. See if Talking Forex, good. Talking Forex is working. So the way you set this report up, it's a one-click range trade. All right, one-click range trade. I'm going to use the bar look back. So think of the bar look back as the zone. Okay. I'm going to look back 5 bars. Okay. So it's 5 bars I'm going to look back. So for 5 bars, I'm going to take the high and the low of those 5 bars. And that's how it's going to draw the range. I'm going to say graphic shown on chart true. And I'm going to use 3 ticks above the range, 3 ticks below the range. And my range is going to be magenta colored. My entry type is a one-click range trade. And I'm going to do 2 contracts for 6 ticks, 1 contract open, 0, a stop of 15. If my first target is hit, I'm moving to break even -4, and I'm going to trail. Okay. Everybody clear on that setup? I wish I could figure out why the chat doesn't work. I honestly don't know. It should. As far as I can see, it thinks it's working. All right, so the setup, one more time. Not using the zones, okay? I'm using 3 ticks above and below the high and the low of 5 bars. 3 ticks above the high, 3 ticks below the high. That'll be my entry. I will put the trade on manually at 1 second before 2 o'clock. 2 contracts for 6 ticks, 1 contract open, a stop of 15. My first target, break even -4. If I hit it, my stop will get moved. And that's the trade. I'd probably give it a minute to fill. I'd give it a minute. Okay. Now that's very strange. It's not canceling my order, even though I canceled the trade. I've been having, so I wonder if it's related to all the resources I'm using. Oof. I've never seen that before. So it's got to be related to all the resources I'm using. So Ninja just profit of 6, stop of 15, no bracket HE. It's a 1-click range trade. You put it on manually. You're going to put it on manually. I've been having very strange computer problems all day. And I don't know if, look at that order will not go away. Shoot. All right, you guys. I can't reboot my computer. I'm going to lose all of you. Right? It won't cancel orders. It won't X out of the order. Even if I remove the strategy, the order's still there. Let me see if Ninja Trader 8 will work. I don't want to make y'all sign back in. I just don't want to do it to you. So let's go to NQ 1218. And the trade is very simple. It's a 1-click range trade. No bracket. Ticks above and below is 3. Graphic shown on the chart is true. I want fuchsia color. Don't ask me why. I just like it. Or deep pink. My look back is 5. 2 contracts. One contract and then 6 ticks. Open. Stop is 15. You're hearing talking Forex. I want trailing on. And if my first target gets hit, break even -4. Okay. That's my beige book. Watch it work like unreal crazy today. All right. So I have a situation with Ninja where my Ninja's not working. Neither one of them. Neither one. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. One more time. Maybe I didn't choose that. I don't know. One click range trade. 2 and 1. Target of 6. Target open. Stop of 15. Still got plenty of time. Trailing is on. First stop move. Break even -4. Okay. Apply. Okay. Thank you. Now, HE, you're asking what's the bracket? No bracket. Click one click range trade entry, right? Now, that is absolutely not in the right place. So let me fix. I think with Ninja 8, I've had my brackets above and below the range. That should not be placing it there. What's my look back? Too big. I want it at 5. Okay. Yep, that would do it. That would do it. Look back at 5. That'll fix it. HE, so when you have the software, the idea is you clicked it and you're 3 ticks above the high and the low. 3 ticks above the high and the low. You know what it didn't do? It didn't draw the range. Let's get that range drawn while we have 5 minutes. So I don't want it blue. I want it pink. And I want graphics shown on chart. Not sure why I had to do it twice, but I did. There we go. All right. So now it's going to put the order above and below the 5-bar range. Okay. Above and below the 5-bar range. Going to put that order on exactly at 2. 1 second before. 1 second before. Let's check our time like we always do. Let's check our time. Time is exact. Let's do it again. Time.is. Time is exact. So it's a pretty big range. I think it's too big for this report. So I may pull my orders down. Okay. In other words, I might want my orders closer to the price. All right. Because it's not a very big moving report anyway. I think I just want to be roughly 3 ticks above and below the current price, not necessarily a range, because it's really just a random, it's a pretty random range. Okay. So we'll see. Boy, I wish my chat worked. Why doesn't the chat work? I can see the chat. It gives me a place to chat, but so the market's going down a little bit, but the report's not out yet. Let's see if there's anything Beige book on here. It doesn't really give you very much news. Beige book. It doesn't give you anything. It just says it's happening. Hooray for the Beige book. The Beige book is a, how would you explain it? It's like a report of a certain area that of activity for the Fed. It's an activity report. Now, see, the range is just way too big for this report. It looks like it wants to go down. I mean, it really looks like the market is too volatile for this report. In other words, what I believe is going to happen, we're going to get a move and a fill. It's not going to even be related to the report because it's just not a huge market moving report. That's what it looks like to me right now, because look what's going on here. It's creating a huge range. We really need to get rid of that one candle. That candle is ruining everything. And you know what? Maybe we can get rid of it. It should be 210 tick. There we go. All right. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay. See, if you use the 210 tick rather than the minute, hopefully you'll have a little bit more control, but it's still, the market's just really volatile right now. So I think you want to use the range because that's going to probably keep you safe. So I probably won't be moving the orders. I'll just use the range. We're going to use the range of the last 5 bars, basically. That's what we're going to do. Maybe in a market this volatile, I should go back 10. So I don't like putting orders on. See, when a market's this volatile, you're not going to get a news result. You're just not. Let's see if there's actually a report. I want to hear when Talking Forex says the report came out. I don't want to get filled before that. All right. I believe the report's... It's out. Okay. Glad we didn't trade it. Would not have worked at all. And that's what my testing showed. That's what my testing showed. Especially in a market this volatile. Now, is the market going down because the report is good and the market's so worried about whatchamacallit, interest rates continuing to go up? That's a real possibility. That's why that report might not have worked. The report sounded to me like it was positive. It's a Fed business activity report, David. They have a couple of them, a couple of different ones that cover different areas of the country. I believe Beige book is East Coast, if I'm not mistaken. but you can Google it and take a look. Let me take a look real quick. Fed Beige book. It's published 8 times a year. Anecdotal information on current economic conditions in its district through the banks. So it's business activity. I thought it was limited to different areas, but it's not. It doesn't look like it's not. And there is a Beige book if you want to read one. That's actually what it says. If you really want to get into it. So yeah, that was a pretty big drop. It wasn't, I don't believe it was. I mean, it seemed like it was related to the news, but it pulled us in the wrong way. It definitely pulled us in the wrong way. So maybe the way in a volatile market, you have to use a larger range. Although I don't know that would have. It's so easy to figure it out in hindsight. I mean, yeah, you make it 5 ticks above the range and you had an awesome trade, right? But this is a report that we've never really traded it. I've just anecdotally been watching it and test trading it. So I'm glad I used common sense and didn't trade it because the testing really didn't carry through. It just wasn't reliable. The testing wasn't reliable. So, I mean, that's what we're looking for is reliable testing, a reliable move in general. So no regrets here whatsoever. No regrets at all. So, what you do is you got to go back in time, retest them using different settings. The settings that I currently used might not be viable, right? They're certainly not viable in these volatile markets. So that's something that you have to take into account. And, I was only using 3 ticks above and below the range, just increasing that value, just to make it work a little harder to get into the market. Making that a 5 would keep you safe. So it's like a bracket trade. It's similar to a bracket trade, it's just that it uses a range instead of a time. It uses a range instead of entering exactly at a time. Today it looks like it would have worked better as just a regular breakout trade but it doesn't usually move like that. We saw all the back testing. That was the first time ever it moved like that. So anyway, thanks everybody for coming. I'll see everybody at 3:30. Gonna try and see if there's any hope of trading Microsoft. And if I can figure out a way to know exactly when the price is released, the earnings are released, we may be able to do it. So we'll see. I'll see everybody at 3:30. Okay. See you later, folks. Any last questions? Nope. Everybody's good. Okay. I'll see you later. Take care, everybody.